We're having some fun laughs in the studio here at Bikers' Expenses, and if you are a biker, well, hey, you're probably healthier than all of us. That's a good choice, but you still do have to make the choice if you're going to be a car or you're going to be a pedestrian. I'm sorry, I gotta say it. Brett Chittum is with us, and Brett does ride motorcycles and doesn't pedal bikes.
No, I don't. I like the motorized kind. That gets me around a lot faster.
And you guys aren't always that much better.
I am.
You are.
I am. I've been in an accident once or twice, and I've learned my lesson. And I don't have that sense of entitlement. I don't. I ride my bike and I watch out and I make sure I don't get hit.
Well, people get to choose whether they ride a bike, they drive a car, ride a motorcycle. Certainly, it's their choice. But when people decide to buy a car or motorcycle or buy anything really, the insurance piece of that, people are always going to have big choices to make, and they maybe don't even realize what those choices are.
Well, yeah. I mean, I've talked about it. I've said it many times while we've been here, while I've been on the show, that you have so many with the internet, with the mail, direct mail marketing and phone calls, telemarketers. You have too many choices, I believe. But I think in that, and looking at that, in retrospect, you also have the ability to make the right choice. It's just going to take you a little bit longer to get to that point.
Because I guess in a lot of ways, you don't necessarily have a lot of choices. You have the right coverage that you should be getting. Yeah,
absolutely. And that's what I wanted to talk about today is the right coverage. Last year and a half or so, I've kind of seen a shift in with new clients coming to my office, and they're homeowners or renters or condominium policies having actual cash value for their personal property protection. And I look at that and it really gets me upset, because I sit there and think to myself, sure, someone's going to save a little bit of money if they just have actual cash value. But when they go to file a claim, they're going to lose thousands of dollars.
What is actual cash value?
Well, actual cash value, it's simple. It's the one that's not as easily defined as replacement cost. Actual cash value is like if I'm selling you a camera, what you would pay for me, pay to me, that the cost of that camera, the value, the actual value, the market value,
the eBay value or the Craigslist value.
Just the standard market value, and that's that. You look at a TV that a nice high def TV widescreen that you paid 10 years ago. What did that cost?
Back then, like $10,000.
Exactly. Now, how much can you buy them for?
I just got a 50-inch for $400.
Yeah, so that great deal. You got to. We'll talk later about
video
that.
Only.
Video only.
Not even a sponsor, but geez, do they have good prices on TVs?
Oh, you need, you need to call them. Anyways, but look at the price. So there's a price. You paid a lot of money for that. Well, here, what do you think that TV 10 years ago is worth?
Now, it's not worth anything.
It's not worth anything. So what do you think you're going to get for it if you have actual cash value on your policy?
Probably nothing.
Yeah, $25. And yet they saved maybe $25, $30, $100 a year to only get $25 when the insurance company would have bought them with replacement cost, which I like to kind of term it as you get new for old. They would have replaced that TV for like, kind, and quality. And that's what replacement cost is, where actual cash value takes replacement cost minus depreciation, and that's the value they give you.
So, I guess another place I would think that would be really big is if, like with clothing or shoes, because you don't want to go, let's say your house burns down. I don't think anybody wants to go to Value Village, nothing against Value Village, but to replace their entire wardrobe.
Oh, absolutely not. Absolutely. It is for everything. It covers your clothing, your furniture, pots and pans, jewelry, whatever you may lose. One of my employees lives in the apartment complexes in Mount Lake Terrace that caught on fire a few weeks ago and is right next door to that. And he was finding out through the renter's insurance policies that these guys had that their coverage wasn't going to give them replacement cost on some of their items. Also, it wasn't going to give them coverage to go stay at a hotel like one of our policies would do, because they were going for the cut rate policy. And when you go for the cut rate policy, when you go with somebody on the internet, an internet insurance company, you're not getting an advisor. I'm an insurance advisor, and I advise you of what you need. I look at everything you have. I talk with you. We build a relationship so I can advise you on what you need for your coverages. You go online, you get no advice. You get a price. Sure, you're going to pay a lower price, but what are you paying for? And that's what I'm trying to combat against.
Do you think people can calculate it on their own, or do you think they even know how to calculate all the things they should have covered?
I maybe 5% of the population can actually calculate what they really need. I think that, I mean,
just because you don't know how. I mean, it's just a matter of, not that they couldn't do the math.
Right.
It's a matter of they don't understand how they don't maybe understand even the equation.
Exactly, of what they need to cover. I mean, you've been in the mortgage business for a long time, and you know the mortgage. I have no idea about the mortgage business. So when I need a mortgage, I go to somebody like you. Just like, and you've also had to deal with people and getting their insurance for their homeowners, but do you still understand it? Or do you just, I need this, and that's what you get?
No, I mean, we typically refer out to some, we don't want, right. I don't know the industry that very well.
Right. And you refer to somebody else like an advisor or somebody that's going to actually advise them.
We certainly don't refer them to a website.
No, and that's a dangerous. That's the thing. I mean, technology. Now, I love technology. I love it. I have my iPad. I have my iPhone. I'm on my email all the time. But you know what? When it comes to things like insurance, financial planning, estate planning, things of that nature, mortgages, I want to talk to somebody, and I need to talk to somebody because they're going to put me in the right position that I need to be in.
Well, and the price isn't always that much different, really, either.
It's not. And isn't everybody saying that we can save you $394 a year?
How is it possible that every insurance ad, everybody seems to be able to save everybody else money from the other one? Is it just like, if you package everything together, you'll save as if you weren't before? Is that kind of the gig?
Well, if you take all the people in the United States, average it out, take all their insurance companies and average those premiums out, of course, everyone's going to save somebody some money somewhere. And if you search long enough and hard enough, you're going to save money. That's all there is to it. But in saving money, what are you not getting?
And how would somebody know? I mean, there must be pretty dire consequences if you don't have the right coverage.
Well, exactly. There are dire. Well, I mean, if you go to liability, if you don't have the right liability coverage, you could lose your assets. If you don't have the right coverage on your personal property, you could miss out on getting your stuff back. See, I like to think of insurance as I insure people's stuff. I like my stuff. I think you like your stuff, right? And Heather likes her stuff. I mean, we like our stuff.
Heather writes on Facebook about her stuff.
Yeah, we like.
She got new satin pillowcases yesterday, I think.
Wow.
Couch Monday.
She got a Couch Monday.
Couch Monday duvet cover, today.
Wow. and you're insuring that, I hope. It's, of course,
I do have insurance.
Sorry. No, well,
she probably should be investing in OxyClean or something like that.
Absolutely.
That was part of my status update, too. Ben is obviously stalking me, but it's a different topic.
We just got, no, I could go on the OxyClean topic. Actually, great stuff, I'll tell you. Anyways,
with your new haircut, I thought you might be able to go on the Mr. Clean topic.
Well, this hair. Can I talk about this haircut for a minute? No. I have a shaved head. Everybody out there.
I think they got that.
And my little league kids. I coached little league, and they won 6 games in a row. So I shaved my head. I mean, come on. 9, 10, 11-year-olds. I got to do that.
I think it's well worth it. Okay.
Okay. Back to the topic on hand.
Back to So people want to save money, and we talked at the beginning about like actual cash value and what that means. Mm-hmm. Value of maybe your TV you bought 10 years ago. Replacement cost, which would be, hey, your old TV 10 years ago, you're going to have to get a new one. They replace the TV, clothing, whatever it may be. When it comes to saving money, though, is one drastically different than the other?
No, not at all. I mean, when you're looking at a homeowner premium for a homeowner's policy, I mean, it's 5%. 5%. That's nothing. So at 5% on what $1,000 is, what?
$50.
Yeah, $50 a year, really? And if anybody's paying more than $1,000 for their homeowner's insurance, call me. That's they're paying too much. Anyways, but I'm just round numbers. It makes it easier. But, I mean, 5% is what they're missing out on. It's not that much more expensive to add actual cash value. And I've also seen a few customers that have actual cash value on their dwelling protection also, which makes no sense to me, because what happens in that respect is they're going to pay, let's say they're insuring their house for $120,000. So we'll pay $120,000, but what if it costs $160,000 to
rebuild it?
Yeah, you need to have a replacement cost or an extended replacement cost on your home too.
We're here with Brett Chittum, insurance agent with the owner of the Chittum Agency with Allstate. Brett, what else should people be looking at? I mean, when you go look at your stuff, and you're thinking your insurance, a lot of people think, well, I insure my house or I insure my car. But what we're really talking about is the stuff. And before we segued onto Heather's new couch and
my hair,
your hair, and but this is what we're really talking about: is the policy to replace your stuff if something goes wrong, not in a car accident, but maybe if it's stolen,
or if a fire happens. Absolutely, people need to be really conscious of what they have. It's important that if you have a loss, that you can show the adjuster who's going to be doing a subjective assessment on this, what you had. I tell all my customers, stand in every corner of the room and take a picture. Take a video camera, walk through your house. If you email it to me, I will keep it in their file. I have an electronic file for everybody that I can keep all that stuff in, and most agents do out there. But you need to have an inventory of everything you own. Takes a lot of time. But a click of a camera is pretty simple.
Yeah, or you could even use your phone. Brett, you said you have an iPad, right? iPhone?
Yeah, I have an iPhone and an iPad.
Well, you know what? For people who have iPhones out there and love the iPhone, you're not going to want to miss what we're going to discuss next with Dennis Gibb. That's Brett Chittum. Brett, thanks so much for joining us. Certainly good information. I mean, people tend to forget. You have a lot of stuff. It's not just house insurance. It's not just car insurance. You have clothes and shoes and, as we talked about, TVs from 10 years ago.
It happens.
It happens. We have to go to break. When we come back, Dennis Gibbs is going to tell you something about Apple that you may...